What's up, gamers? Welcome to my basement. This is where I do my music shit. Let me show you around. I use Logic Pro X to do a lot of my sounds, Alchemy synth on there, and then I use this MIDI keyboard to program the notes and the drum kit. After that's done, I'll bounce it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So bouncing is basically just converting the MIDI and the MIDI files into either an MP3 or a WAV or basically whatever audio file of your choice. Yeah, a lot of different files sort of handle the bounce differently. So like WAV is what's considered like a lossless file, which means that a lot of it gets preserved, whereas if you bounce it into something like MP3, it'll sort of lower the quality a little bit. Another thing you can do in bouncing is normalization. That will stop the overload of most of the sounds. If you have like distortion on your instruments, yeah, it'll basically bring that down to 0 or remove basically any of the loud parts, but oftentimes that sort of messes up most of the song, which is why I don't use it.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm not crazy good, but...
Yeah. Have you ever taken lessons, or are you pretty much self-taught?
I'm self-taught.
Nice. Do you think Granite State has helped with that at all?
I never took a music class there, so no.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about where you kind of get your lyrics from and how you develop your lyricism and what it sort of means to you.
I get a lot of my inspiration for my lyrics in surrealist literature. It was basically a movement in writing, I guess. That sort of pushed the boundaries of consciousness. It was investigative of the subconscious mind and
right.
stuff like that. Sort of what goes on underneath.
So like a surrealist painting, but in writing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sounds
Yep.
cool.
Yeah. So I basically, I'll take cues from that and sort of try and compose my lyrics in a way that makes it seem like these are just like the bare human thoughts. These are, just, thoughts as they are, not
right.
with any sort of complexion or...
Like social context or something.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So tell me about other music genres that you're kind of drawn to.
I like anything from, dark sort of industrial stuff and goth stuff to more indie stuff, I guess. But I really focus on a lot of electronic music just because I really like the sort of, I guess you could say, perfection of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you always kind of like that, or has your style kind of evolved?
I would say, yeah, I've always sort of been a fan of electronic music. Actually, when I was, 12, I was big into dubstep. So as those sorts of, genres progressed, I became more and more interested into like the deeper subgenres
right.
of electronic music.
It's so cool. It's like you progressed with the genre.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, how would you describe the genre of music that you are making?
I would describe it as a fusion between industrial music and I guess witch house.
And what do those kind of sound like?
So witch house is actually really interesting because it is one of the only genres that actively tries to remain underground. And witch house, it's basically more bass than synths. So what that means is you'll have these really, really dark, distorted, very minimal, sort of dragging, lurching sounds. And when you put it together in the right way, it can often create these beautiful, sort of haunting melodies.
Right.
And industrial music, that is a very, very sort of regimented, harsh, militaristic, I guess, sort of sounding form of not just electronic music, but metal as well.
So how would you say that shows in your personal style with your clothes and everything you like to express yourself with?
A lot of the clothing and styles of, cybergoth, actually, rave wear from the 2000s has influenced my style. And so that's like gas masks.
Right.
You have 6-inch golf boots and whatever. Like PVC shit.
Yeah.
But
the chokers, the spike chokers.
Yeah, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really felt like cybergoth in itself was actually a very cohesive sort of style. So I took cues from more traditional goth looks, and I sort of blended it together to create this sort of futuristic-esque looking look,
Right.
which I usually wear around. And I think it was actually my interest in style that got me interested in music. When I joined Instagram, I found a lot of users with similar interests to mine in terms of style, fashion, music, whatever, all that shit. I got really inspired by it, so I decided to start, looking more into goth culture, especially the...
Stop talking.
This song is off of my new album. I think this song in particular, compared to a lot of my older stuff, it is far more organized and a more complex sound, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry to flex on you.